Hello, hello! Welcome back to Let Supreme Ghost Thief 2. We are up to mission 12, Kidnap, which is actually in my top 3 in this whole campaign. I like this mission a lot. I know it's there's a split opinion about it in the fan community, I believe, but I really enjoy it. But before we get into this mission, I have a couple of things to talk about. Right now we have 3 missions left of this campaign and 3 missions left of Thief 2X. So we are kind of close to the end of an era, I would say, almost in my YouTube channel. I must admit that when I started both of these campaigns, I never really seriously thought I was going to be able to finish them. But due to a change in the schedule, I've had more time to play recently, so I've been able to more frequently update videos for you guys, and I'm happy about that. So I have a few ideas about what to do after these 2 campaigns on my channel. I'm not going to discuss those ideas right now, but I wanted to request your suggestions. So please give me a comment or 2 about maybe if you have individual missions you would like me to do, special authors, maybe certain genres of missions, or maybe a contest or a campaign or something like that that you think would be a nice use for this channel. I'm not going to do Thief 3, so please don't ask about that. I haven't played but a mission and a half of that campaign, so maybe one time in the distant future, perhaps, but I'm going to play it on my own first. I wouldn't directly record it to YouTube. So I might go to some dark mod missions if a few of you recommend that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about that. And I do read all the comments. I don't reply to all of them, but I do read all of them, and I have a giant spreadsheet actually with tons of suggested missions up through the years. So it'll definitely be showcased if many people are suggesting the same mission or missions. The second thing I wanted to talk about is more of an announcement. I have decided that after these 2 campaigns, I am no longer going to do segmented runs. I might do a segmented run here and there if a mission calls for it. Perhaps some of the older missions I've done, but I'm no longer putting that pressure on myself, so to speak, to do segmented runs for every single mission that I upload. I'm not going to do that. The most obvious reason is there's not enough activity around those videos. The view count is much lower, much less positive feedback about it. There's not a lot of feedback, to be honest with you, and no feedback is usually not good for videos. Most of my comments and most of my positive feedbacks come on the narrated videos, which you guys say that you would prefer to watch. And to be honest with you, if I wanted to watch the narrated versions, I probably wouldn't watch the segmented runs also. So that's the main reason. The other reason is recently I've noticed that as soon as I'm done with a mission, I want to move on to the next mission as quickly as possible. I have motivation and I have time for that, so it kind of becomes a little bit of a chore to do the segmented runs. And also because the timestamps are so easy to implement now in YouTube, it's no problem for you guys to skip over tedious parts. So that I will probably make a little bit more of an effort to identify, maybe go back through the older missions and do that for those. So yeah, I wanted to give you guys that notice. There are a couple of the older missions that I will do segmented runs of, but not regularly and for every single mission in the future. But I will finish it for these 2 campaigns. So, let us go to the end of Precious Cargo, which should be this one. Yep, and then we will watch the briefing for Kidnap.
I went to Markham's Isle looking for 3 things: Victoria's agent, the Cetus Project, and Brother Cavador. There wasn't much I could do to help old Lotus, but at least he passed on his information to me. And now I know more about the Cetus Project than I ever wanted to. They've built a ship that can sail underwater. Turns out this ugly iron fish is my link to Cavador. The only way I can reach him is to hitch a ride in its belly. Victoria had better appreciate all the trouble I'm going through. Of course, it's not enough just to find Brother Cavador at this mysterious KD site. I said I'd bring him back. In one piece. Maybe I should find some other way home. I'm cramped enough here without Cavador in tow. Besides, traveling mechanist style just doesn't agree with me. And as long as I'm going to their secret site, I might as well keep my eyes and ears open. Sometimes it's the smallest leak that makes the biggest difference.
Okay, so we basically have one main thing to do, and that is brought out here in the first objective. You come a long way to find Brother Cavador, find and kidnap Brother Cavador, and take him with you when you escape. So like I think I explained in Precious Cargo, there is an assumed objective here of blackjacking him. So getting one knockout and dealing one damage is okay, it's allowed. But you're not allowed to break any other rule than that in the process. And that can be avoided in this mission. Obviously, Cavador can't answer any questions if he's dead. Don't let anything permanent happen to him. So, of course, blackjacking him is not permanent. It's only if you kill him. Just what is Kara's thinking? Since this is a mechanist installation, there should be some scripture lying around. Find it and read it. So that's another copy of the new scripture of the Master Builder. Violence is the mark of amateurs, not mechanists. You are neither. Don't kill anyone during your explorations. So, this mission has the third of the three major moves for Ghost that we have to do in this campaign. One was obviously from Life of the Party. The other one was Markham's Ghost in Precious Cargo. And then the third one comes here, the third mission on the bounce. Blackjacking Cavador. That is a task that is very difficult. However, I have found that in New Dark, I'm not sure if it's T-Fix or if it's just New Dark, that makes that a little bit like modified to the point where it could be like super easy to do. But I am not going to exploit the fact that we're playing this in New Dark. I am going to use the method that was developed by the ghosting community in the early 2000s, primarily by Sneak, and show you that method because that works here as well. So I don't feel it's right to abuse the new engine if indeed that is what changes it. It could be New Dark. But in order to eliminate that exploit, if you want to call it that, I am playing the vanilla version here. I'm playing the completely untouched version of the mission. I will play with Necroage, but that's just a texture mod that doesn't modify anything in the actual mission. So I'm not playing with the T2 fix version here, which does implement a bug fix pack that actually modifies the mission, as I pointed out before, especially in Life of the Party. The only thing that I have changed manually in a script is there's one piece of loot that wasn't originally available in the vanilla version. That Taffer Patcher and T2 Fix later on has changed. So I am implementing just that one scripted change. So the only thing that is different in our run here compared to the original Old Dark version is the fact that we're playing it in New Dark, but also that one piece of loot is available towards the end of the mission. It's actually the last piece of loot we'll take. So I do have no less than 3 ghost challenges in this mission. So when you complete those ghost challenges, make sure you're playing with the vanilla version, that you're not playing with the T2 Fix, because I have not tested them with the T2 Fix version. I know that they're possible to do in New Dark, but with the vanilla release, the original mission. You can look at the mission file, and it should be from the year 2000. If it is, I think it's from November 2000 or something like that. Then that will be it. That will be the one. Okay, so this mission can be ghosted. It can be perfect thieved. We're not going to take all the loot. We're going to skip 3 or 4 pieces, I think. 3, at least. And we're not going to be able to Supreme Ghost it. You can't do that. The actual Cavador exploit is indeed an engine exploit, and that is only allowed as a last resort for Ghost. Okay, so we're not starting with any map here, but we're going to get a map pretty soon, so I'll explain things to you then. Let us save. Let's just call it Kidnap 1. So we start with basically what we had in the last mission here in terms of loot. So 1597. So we actually start with one less loot, or one less loot item taken. 30 loot less. Which means that the loot total for this mission possible will be 30 less as well. And we're going to have to skip additional piece of loot. If you just regular goes to the previous mission, then you'll have 1627. But we skipped the one purse that I didn't want to take through the window because of the exploit. We have a sword, we have a blackjack. Oh, we should have some rope arrows here. I'm not sure why that wasn't implemented. I might have to check this out a little bit. So I'll be back right now. Alright, so I did some checking here, and it's weird because in my playtesting I did have 3 rope arrows to begin with. But there is a mistake. In the vanilla version, the 3 vine arrows that you end precious cargo with turns into rope arrows in this mission. So T2 Fix changes that back to vine arrows. But now we don't have any. So I'm not sure why that is. So we're going to have to pick up a vine arrow in the mission, and there is one pretty early. So that's not going to be counted as an unnecessary pickup because I need it. I need it in several areas.
I'm back in the Lost City. I should have known. Guess I'll take the back door home.
We'll listen to a conversation here.
No, my friend. I fear this cannot wait till evening.
Then you must seek out Brother Cavador, for he alone can aid you. No other here hath his understanding of the ancient ways.
I pray thee, tell me where I might find the good brother then? At his house?
Mayhap, though I think it unlikely. More likely he doth his daily work tours now.
What? Must I wander fallen Careth Din till I find Brother Cavador then?
Nay, I think that not necessary. Seekest thou within? There thou shalt surely find a scroll with his intended path writ upon it. He hath the faithfulness of a child of Charis for the following of such schedules.
Ah, many thanks. May thy gears run smoothly.
And thine.
Okay, so we learned a few things there. That we are now back in the Lost City. If you didn't know that, we are. Second, that Brother Cavador is doing his daily routine scheduled patrols. And we can find the information for that inside this building here. So we're going to go get that pretty quickly. So you might have noticed that the guard was facing the wall while she was talking. That is something that's been fixed in the updated version. So all those fixes are not here now. The only fix then is the loot that is available. Down here are 2 moss arrows, commonly missed maybe. So this is what we call the base camp. It's marked on the map as the base camp. So we have to pick up a few things from in here, but that shouldn't be too difficult. Here's a readable. Attention! Those seeking Brother Cavador must not disturb other workers. It is inefficient and causes the loss of much work. Request instead a schedule from the camp steward, and check the green lights, for they are lit when the brother is present or was recently so. Shouldst thou find that all the lights are lit, then 'tis too late in the day, Brother Cavador hath retired to his rooms. So in here we can find a circling iron beast. I don't think anybody else patrols down here. There are some rooms around. So let's go ahead and see what's in here. So here is a readable. Hymn 32. As the shaft to the gear. As the shaft to the gear, turn me, master builder. As the gear to the cog, show me the way. As the coal to the furnace, I burn for thee. Let the builder return. Builder, see what we have done in thy name. Okay, so in this one... No, that we didn't need to take. I thought that was the one. No. But in this you have 10 broadhead arrows. It's in the next bedroom that you have loot. There's a patrolling mechanist upstairs. This one is pickable, and that we're going to need to pick because there's 50 loot in there. Silver nugget. We're going to have to wait this Iron Beast out here when he comes around again. We have to follow him. There's another smaller robot to the north here, through those doors you can see. I don't like to use those doors because they're so noisy, but might have to. I think she saw me as well. There are 2 patrollers upstairs.
While await the day that Chaos will reveal his plan in full. Great will be that day. All his children will rejoice and live in paradise.
Okay, in here is another footlocker with 4 flares. And we can head up here. So one of the patrollers up here, that woman right there. Oh man, I should have taken her key.
The bellows are burned, the lead is consumed of the fire. The founder melteth in vain, for the wicked are not fulfilled.
You have these wonderful lights here that just go on randomly. Or not randomly, but when they enter the room. So this white key here, we're going to have to pick. That I would normally not need to pick, but since I don't have any rope arrows. I will need that in here. We don't want that light to be on. Let's see. Here is a vine arrow, and that we are going to need then. Okay. This door is pickable, but it also responds to the white key that we took. And in here are 2 gas arrows in that footlocker. Very important if you don't ghost. 2 mines, 2 flares, a healing potion, and then there's a flash bomb in this footlocker. Show you guys what's in the next room here. In this one there are 8 water arrows. And then there's another room equivalent to that on the other side. Right over there you can see the fountain, and in that you have 10 water arrows. So there's plenty of water arrows if you want it. Which of course is allowed for Ghost. You can just drop this right here. Nothing in this room. Follow her. In the furnace there is a fire arrow, and there's another furnace on the other symmetrical side of the establishment here where there's also a fire arrow. Let's wait here. So this is an overlook down to the bottom floor. We're going to get there not too long. Is it very dark? Let's try. It's not on my end, but there are a few of you that have said. So there are 2 fire arrows you can get here. It's a very nice staircase to take down. There's nobody in here. This is, I guess, the steward's quarters, or maybe on the west side. Nothing to pick up in here. These are the double doors that lead back out to where the Iron Beast is then. And in here you have a readable, and in this I think there's a noisemaker arrow. Attention. Oh yeah, this is the same readable as we had before, so no need to pick that up. Okay, so this I assume is the steward's quarters. Here's a healing potion, and then there is a readable. This is actually the map, so now we can talk a little bit about that. So there are 9 different sites around Carathin, or the Lost City. So we're in base camp right now, and then there are big bay doors that lead into the KD site that we can open from the base camp, and then the docks is where we came from. So we are going to hit the sites in this order. We're going to go to site 8 first, then site 7, down here to site 4, then up to site 2, and then down to site 3 and do a couple of things here. After site 3, we're not going to do anything in site 3, but we're going to work a little bit here. Then we're going to go up to site 6 and 1, and then back and deal with Cavador. And then lastly, we're going to hit site 5. We can't go to site 5 until Cavador has been dealt with. Now, most of these places only have a very few pieces of loot. Some of them, quite a few of them, actually only have 1 piece of loot. But that means we have to visit those sites if we can take the loot. Site 3 does not have any loot, but all the other sites do. And site 7 and 5 are the only ones that have more than 1 piece of loot, I believe. At least that we can take. And we cannot take the loot in site 8. But we are going to do the whole Cavador deal in site 3. That's the place to do that move at. So that's the order. Now we can actually drop this back. Like that. And we will have the map still present. Okay, now this is a readable that we're going to take, but we're not going to read it yet. Because when you read that, you actually trigger Cavador's patrol. And we want to control when that patrol route starts. So I'm not going to read this yet. This is KD site, so this is the bay door that we will need to open. Now, unfortunately, we can't close this because you can't end the mission from this side, and there's no way to close that bay door from the other side. So that is going to be a supreme bust, although a small one. Okay, let me make a real save here. So now we're going to have to leave. Or no. Should we go back upstairs? I think so. I don't like to use those huge doors there. So I think I'm going to use the upstairs. I think so. Not only are they loud, I know they don't. Oh. Let's see here if we can dodge her. We're going in here because we have 2 artifacts in here worth 40 total, 1687. Now, I think in this here are 2 flash bombs, but it's pickable. You have a scouting orb here, and you have 2 flares. No, 2 water arrows in this one. So wait for her. Man, that the peripheral vision on these Iron Beasts is very good sometimes. In here are 2 flares. And then in here are 8 broadheads in that footlocker. So we are going to leave. We have the papyrus that we need to return later on. That would be the most supreme thing to do. But we can't read it yet, like I said, because that starts Cavador's patrol. And we want to control when he starts patrolling. And we have the 1 vine arrow. That was not an unnecessary pickup. We will need that at least in 2 different sites. Well, at least 1, maybe 2. Okay, so this is the restricted area for access. Make requests to the camp steward. So that's what we've done now. We've opened this door, and that cannot be closed from this side, that is. It can, obviously, from the base camp, but then we can't leave. And we're not exiting the mission in the same place that we came in. So we did get another objective that I didn't point out. Since you've been to the Lost City before, you know there's another route out. Use it to leave. So that is actually going to be in Site 9, the exit route right here. So we didn't get the map until we had gotten that objective. So that exit route is there because we know where we are now. So we're going to listen to a conversation here to begin with.
Any luck on thy hunting, friend?
Nay, not a single beast.
Good riddance, then. Noxious things. 'Twill be a better world, more worthy of the Master Builder's work, when not a single stinking burrick remains to plague it.
Certes, save I think that time is now. And yet, still we patrol, lest a burrick's ghost should disturb poor brother Cavador. Why, he still wears his mask, as though he might be attacked at any minute.
Nay, speak not harshly of our brother and leader, for does he not speak with Kara's own voice? Bereft of his leadership, we should be rudderless. 'Tis only right and proper that he should guard himself most carefully.
May the Master Builder forgive my quick words. Thy words are true. I shall not let these dull caves weaken my faith, nor turn me from my duty.
Cool. So that was an interesting conversation. It gave us a couple of pieces of information there. They're justifying why there are no burricks in this mission, because they've been hunting them. And it also explains why Cavador is wearing a mask, which means that we can't use a gas arrow on him. That would obviously be a way to blackjack him from a distance, and that would be allowed for Supreme. But we can't use that now because he's wearing a mask. How appropriate in these times. And we will know then that we have to blackjack him or knock him out with our blackjack in order to get him. Now, the map that we are looking at right here has sort of 2 central hub areas. And the first one we are looking at right now, I believe that's what was the marketplace in the Lost City. A little bit foggy on that, but let me know if it isn't. I think this was sort of the marketplace area. Some of these sites we will recognize. Site 2, for example, is the arena. But there are many of these that are not from the Lost City. Site 5 is, and Site 9 is where we entered, which was, I guess, the library. I don't know if any other sites are from the Lost City, but here is a hub, and you can go northwest, southeast from this area, and there is another hub over here where you can go east. There's a passage through these buildings here. You can go southeast, you can go south, you can go west, you can go north. So these 2 areas here in the central area means for a very easy navigation around the map. But this hub here is a very heavily patrolled, and there is a stationary mechanist here. I think he's the only stationary mechanist in the entire outside. There are obviously those in the sites, but outside any of the specific sites, he is the only stationary one, I believe. So we're going to head north now to Site 8. Necroage look really good. Like the signs there. The signs looked a little bit funky.
Guess things have changed a bit.
Should I trust my...
With the EP mod only. Which is the only way I've played this mission so far. This looks very, very good. So I think that one guard will head south. So you see that sites 4 and 3 are to the south. 4 and 3. 1, 2, 6 are to the west. So 1, 2, 6 go here, but you can also get to Site 7 by going west. Okay. I have not yet discovered any guards that are stuck here.
Guess things have changed a bit.
But now we are playing with the vanilla version, so we might see that. Okay, so we're coming to Site 8 here. It's an interesting location. Each site, if you haven't played this mission, each site has ruins, and usually guards, and both loot and items to pick up. Not always items. Let's see. Now here, there's a watcher, there's a patrolling guard, there's another guard stationary in that building, and there is a female mechanist in the building that we are on top of. You can hear her there. Now, I don't know if you can see it. You can, sort of. Right down there, you can see a mine. You can also see a slow fall potion, and there's also a flash mine right next to those two. And this introduces my first ghost challenge in this mission. I think this is ghost challenge number 49, I believe. Number 49. So my ghost challenge to you is start here, go down and get those items, those 3 items, and come back up here without any Supreme busts. Supreme clean. No first alerts, no chirps from the Watcher, nothing like that. So I would say that that is a fairly easy challenge. So there are 3 challenges in this. There's 1 easy, 1 medium, 1 hard. That is the easy one, I think. It's not easy, but it's the easiest of the 3. We are, of course, not going to take those. We're gonna move along the buildings here. We're gonna drop down on this side. Now you can get spotted through the crates here, so be careful. And the stationary guard is then on the floor below, right here. There's nothing in that room down there. It's empty. Now this footlocker, unfortunately, is pickable. I say unfortunately because the lockpicks will trigger a first alert from the guard below, and this one contains a gold nugget worth 100. So we have to skip that. It's one, I think, of 3 pieces of loot we have to skip in this mission. So that one you cannot take for... you cannot take for Supreme. Of course, can take it for Ghost, so go ahead if you're just ghosting, but for Supreme, I'm going to skip that. There. So we actually, that's the only piece of loot in this site, so we are not going to take any loot there. I just wanted to use it to show you the items and to get through here. Here we come to an area with some bones. This is the entrance to Site 7, so we are now in that little east-west passage here. The other side here is dark, so we're going to have to time this Watcher and go over there. There. Up here there's a lot of activity. Very difficult area this. You can see a guard staring our direction. We're going to have to skip him or avoid his gaze. I think we should be able to do that. Nobody comes in there, I think. Oh, there's a guard too. Have to wait him out too then. Can go in here. So here we need a vine arrow to get up. Should be dark here. So here you can see site 7. It has sort of a central courtyard. 3 guards here, 2 watchers, and a patroller. Very tough. Very, very tough area, this. Probably the most difficult site, to be honest with you. Go in here. There's a little bit of a hidden piece of loot. Stack of gold coins behind this bucket. Total 1712. You can go this way. We are right here now. You can go that way and then go up to an upper level that we will visit from the other side later. See, we are gonna head in through that broken wall there. We have to time that patroller, wait for him to leave, and then we have to time the watcher there too. Wait for him to leave. He's coming back right now, so we'll see. We'll just have to go for it and hope that that watcher isn't.
What noise there?
Okay, you can land on that ledge without making noise. I was trying to do that. So that mantle is possible, but then you usually get spotted by the watcher. That's the bad thing. Okay. Here, 1, 2, 3 stacks of silver. Oh, and now he saw me. 3 stacks of silver coins there that we need to take.
Who's there? I'm ready.
Okay.
What noise there?
There. Go in here. There's 2 scouting orbs. I knew that there was loot in one and I took the wrong one. Another stack of gold coins here. So he sees that.
What noise there?
So he comes back out there, that's right. There.
What noise there? Who's there?
Man, this was difficult. There. Now we should be able to... Actually, I saved on the top there. I'm going to show you a couple of other things.
Who's there?
Okay. Can't really stay dark here. And it sees me too. Alright, so let me show you. There he is, okay. So you saw that there's a stationary guard in that doorway there. In that building you have a flash bomb, a noisemaker arrow, and a healing potion, so there's no loot in there.
Stop thy flutterings and hold! Intruder!
Someone plays at
Okay, I can't explain this over this noise here. So you can, I mean, just by me getting all these alerts, you can see how difficult this is. So if you want to get those pieces of loot there, no, those items, that equipment, you can do so for Ghost, but you have to use an invisibility potion. If you go from here, this isn't something I'm going to call a Ghost challenge, but you can. If you want to use an invisibility potion, which there are, I think, 2 of in the mission, you can drop from here right onto the ramp. I think maybe you have to have it mossed to do so. Go in, get the items, come back out, and then you can escape south. And I think you get a single first alert from this guard.
Is that thou, friend?
But you have to use a potion, so definitely not within Supreme
leaves
rules.
in mine ears rustling so, but they're gone now.
There's also an artifact here, worth 20. That one we cannot get for Supreme either. You can get that for Ghost, but you have to come from the north. You have to come from that cave right there. So I'll show you how to approach that later on. But that's not possible to get for Supreme. That's another loot item skipped. Come on. Okay, so why can't I mantle there? I've got new mantle on. Okay. Let's do that then and wait for that guard. Okay. Now, in here, this building, I believe there is a fire arrow. All the other ruins here are empty. So this isn't the area where there was a lot of barracks in Lost City. That'll take you to the western entry to Site 7 from the south. Right here. Okay, now in this area here, there are some patrollers, and there could be a mechanist with a purse coming along here soon. There are 5 patrolling mechanists with purses, 4 guards and 1 female priest. So I am going to end up waiting probably for these guards and seeing.
Yesterday I built my home from brick and stone, a childish dwelling for childish time. Now I am a man and I have built my home from iron and steel. Blessed be the builder for this and all his gifts.
Okay, and there's one with a healing potion too. 4 of them. In this building here, there's an invisibility potion, and there is a bottle of wine worth 50. So that purse that we took was worth 50 as well. 4 of the purses are 50 and 1 is 25. Didn't hear anybody else. So I'm gonna go take a look and see if there's anybody close by, but I don't think so. So this is going west. Actually, we're here now. Going west towards the western courtyard. That takes you south again, down here. We're not going to go there right now. So we're going to head back here and head south this time. So you can go through here and come back to where I waited for those guards to come by. So we're now approaching Site 4 from the north. Give it a real save there. Let's see. So, there's a patroller here as well. Has no loot. Now, up on this little plateau, I think there are 4 water arrows. We're going to need one of those. And in here is a rug.
Archaeologist sounds so much more dignified than thief.
Does indeed, doesn't it? So, 1 water arrow we will need to douse 1 torch or a gas lamp later on. The rug was worth 75. And that's the only piece of loot in this area. I'm going to show you a couple of other things in this site, but that's the site 4 is pretty uneventful because there's not much we can do.
Hello?
Down here. So here you have a couple of guards and some buildings, some light switches, stuff like that. But
What noise there? Let's softly call. Aha! I welcome the
Surrender thy weapon.
in here, scouting orb,
Find thy mark.
scouting orb, gas arrow, and 3 water arrows are in that one. If you want to take that. Now here's the mission's only secret. That open this, and in here you can find a flash mine and a scouting orb. We don't need those,
Huh?
but I wanted to get the credit for the secret.
Woe to them that trust not in Caboose. His mouth sounded the will of the builder. From his pen the builder's plan is busily writ. Woe to them that trust not in Caboose.
See, there are some more patrollers here. I don't think there's anywhere to hide, though.
Huh?
Okay. Now this is a walkway, and there is a guard in the distance up there too, and you can't really stay up here. Very easily, at least. So this might be the female, another female patroller that has a purse worth 50, I think.
Hello?
Man, why? I clicked the from button, but I couldn't take it for some reason. There. 1998, that was the 50. That's correct. Move along here. Here is a flare. Actually, 2 flares. We're going to move over here real quick now and wait. This is a safe place. So we're now sort of southwest of Site 4. There wasn't anything else in Site 4. But we are missing 3 purses. 2 worth 50 and 1 worth 25. We'll be on the lookout for those, and they should be in this general area. Let's do that. And that. So we do need to head up north right now. We need to head up to Site 2. But, like I said, there are 3 purses that we need to find, and they are usually in this area. This is the woman we saw earlier that we stole from. Okay, she goes up there. We're gonna head up this way. She might come back or she might continue, I'm not sure. She's going to continue. Okay, we're going to follow her. I like this little area here. Sort of a railway that they've built amidst abandoned precursor artifacts. So there are two entrances to Site 2. Let's see. We are going to head in here. We're going to read that first. That's actually the new scripture of the Master Builder, draft, page 31. Master Builder, your time is nigh upon us. My protective chamber is nearly complete, and therein shall Karis retreat. Soon the servants will be given away. Karis shall create a guiding beacon, and with it, Karis, in his wisdom, shall call the servants back to Soulforge Cathedral to be modified with improvements, should any be necessary. Then at last shall all doubt be erased from my mind, and all chance of failure overcome. Then shall Karis take the steps to bring your paradise to the world.
This guy makes the hammers sound sane.
That is true. Okay, so this is the arena then. 2 cameras in here. You can leave south, but you will get caught by the camera. So no point in going in or out that way. And here's a bedroom. And in the footlocker's a flash bomb. We don't need that. Move this direction. Here you can see out to right above the main entrance. And here's another watcher with the actual arena. So you might remember this area. This is not possible to enter this room at all for Supreme. Or for Ghost. Down there you have 3 flares and you can't see it, but there are also 3 broadhead arrows right next to them. That's all of equipment, but then there is a gold plate here. Total 2,048. But that's all we can get from here, so we're going to leave Site 2. Well, there is one more thing I'm going to show you. Follow where that guard went. This can bring you up to the other side, but I don't think there's anything to pick up there. Go to this side. In this trough right here, there are 2 water arrows. Kind of difficult to see, but there are 2. Nothing else down here. So we will go ahead and leave. We just need to pick up that plate, basically. So we're going to head back, but for our Cavador move, we're going to need 4 crates. There were 3 over there by Site 4, but we're going to need 1 more. I'm going to pick up this crate here. We have to return that later on. You need 1 other crate besides the 3 that are close to, that are over here. And now is when I would hope to find some of those patrollers. Yep. There's one. He doesn't have a purse. He does. Okay, so he turned around. Oh, there's another one with burst. That's great. Let's hope that both of them also turn around, huh? He turns around. She did not. Okay, well, I would like them to... Let's do that. How about... And there's the last one. This is fantastic. Okay, so we should have 2173 when we're done taking these last 2 purses. This is usually where I've found them, all of them.
Annoyed.
So this is great timing. Great, great timing.
Is that thou?
He didn't hear me there, he saw me. A little bit too eager. Eager to steal thine purse.
And behold my fingers interlock with cogs, like cogs on a gear. I am part of his
Let's run after him and get the last one. It should be worth 50. Yes, it is. Awesome. That warrants a real save for sure. Okay, so we are now... we're going to leave these crates here and go pick him up a little bit later. This one we're going to bring with us. So we're now moving southwest to just north of Site 3. Let's see here. Yeah, we are where we're supposed to be. I'm not going to show you guys Site 3 right now. But there's plenty of action going on down there, which is in this direction. So this would be north to Site 2. Just show you that area. You cannot access that angle from to enter Site 2 here. So this is where we were in. Look through those windows. You can see that the watchers will catch you. There are 2 of them. And there is a stationary guard too right in there. So we are going to instead move west. Are we safe here? I'm not sure if we are, but I'll try. There are some of these open caves that are very well lit.
Huh?
Yeah, we were not safe there. Sorry, that was the wrong way. Try to get into safety before we get to that patroller.
Hello? Reveal thyself.
Okay. We might be dark enough here, or she just might not come too close to us. I think we're good here.
Make haste when thou can, that thou shalt prosper o'er them that sloth. Make numbers when thou willst, that thou shalt prosper.
Okay, so now we are passing Site 5 here, and we can actually get caught. There we actually see one of the 3 patrollers that is a part of Cavador's group. There is another patroller in there too that can catch us. Can't get across that lava cave, but this is entering the western hub now from the west. Very trafficated area this. We're not going to go in here, but I wanted to show it to you. A lot of patrollers. And there's the stationary guard that I talked about before.
Is that thou?
And that's the other guy with the healing potion. There are 2 guards with healing potions, so that was the last one. I think I've shown you all the pickpockets now, at least of the wandering people. This is Site 5. I really like the Necro Age signs. They look better than they do in Oh, no, 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 no. I did not know we were safe here. This is a pretty dangerous area until you get to here. So we now moved past the entrance to Site 5. You can get in there now, but you have to pick the lock on the double doors. And since Cavador and the 2 other members of his party is in there, it's almost impossible to get everything. It is impossible to get all the items in there. So we're going to wait for him to leave. We're going to head around now and cover Sites 6 and 1. And then we're going to head back and do our major move. This is just some ruins that I think we visited in the Lost City, but completely empty. So this is Site 3. No. Site 3 is up that way. This is Site 6. Come on now. Readable. The person who returns the diamond drill bit, last seen near Site 6, shall be rewarded with an extra sleep cycle. Let the builder's faithful turn their eyes to a task, and lo, it shall be done, Brother Cavador. Okay. So we're going to have to cross a watcher here. There is an iron beast in the distance. But he won't see us. And we're going to listen to a conversation here.
With mine own eyes I saw it. 'Twas a scroll, not less than 100 years of age.
What? Did thy mysterious visitors whisk in and out again, and never tarry to take up the many riches here?
Likely they were but grave robbers, seeking the cheapest of profits, gold and jewels. Too lazy to dig for the true treasure herein, and too foolish to recognize it even if they found it.
Thou art by far too gullible, Sabine. Twixt the Burks and the beasts of living fire, what man could survive here alone?
And he moved quickly, mayhap.
Oh, and I suppose thy visitor had a lung of steel to swim neath the waves and thusly find his way in. Come, none could make their way here without the marvels of Lord Karras' creations. No, I think thou hast been taken in by our brother's humors.
Okay. So now we are... I just used the vine arrow to get up here. So this is the area that you would need a vine arrow. I guess you could bring like 3 or 4 crates and make an extra stack here. So then I guess you wouldn't need that vine arrow. But I also used it over on Site 7, so I need it for my playthrough. So the unnecessary pickup rule is a little bit vague, because something that you choose to use for your preference is necessary for you. So that's not like 100% rule that you will bust on necessarily every single time. So some viewers have expressed that there's a hard, fast rule on unnecessary pickups. It's basically what you don't need, you don't pick up. But if you end up needing it and using it, then it's okay to pick up. So I guess you could play this mission without picking up that vine arrow. But since I was supposed to start with 3 rope arrows, I guess that justifies taking it for me. So we're going to drop down here, and we cannot get caught by that woman or this iron beast. There's a piece of loot over there where you see the fire arrows. I'm going to need this crate here to get back up. That's why I brought it. So we're going to take 1 piece of loot here that isn't necessary to take for any reason, but it does spawn an extra bonus objective. And loot, I always prioritize. This is the only way that you can get in here without getting alerted. Oh, without getting caught, I mean.
A child of flesh is loathsome and ill-tempered, but be not, for Paris has forged a child of metal that is constant.
Okay, invisibility potion. That's the second one. 3 fire arrows, and there is the drill bits. There's one way to guarantee the mechanists never find their drill. Take it. So that's a bonus hidden objective. There is a lift down here. You can take it down, but you cannot sneak around on the left side to get back in here. So the only way to get this piece of loot and this objective and return safely for Supreme that I've found
I give thanks for my arms. With them I make the world best rich.
is using a crate. Here you have to go slow because it's sloped down, so your speed gets increased automatically. And that guards will catch you in if your speed is too high. There are a couple of factors and variables that makes you get caught. You know, distance to the opponent or the enemy, how bright you are, how fast you go, how much time you spend in a lit up area can also affect it. What you're carrying, of course, but that'll affect the light gem. There. So now what we have to do, this can be a little tricky, so I need to save it here. I'm gonna have to drop this and jump on top of it, which I am doing right now. I'm gonna have to... Okay. We have to drop it and then firmly jump on top of it. That can be tough to do when it's on a slope. Okay, good. We can do that. I didn't know that. There. Now we have to jump and then grab the crate at the same time. There. That can be very difficult. We have to bring this crate along with us, but we also have to mantle. So that physically, of course, is very impossible to do. But you can use the engine a little bit to your advantage there. That's not an engine exploit. It's just jumping and grabbing quickly. There. Good. Nice. This crate here we're going to have to bring back with us. Let's leave it here. They don't use this tunnel, they use that one that's lit up. So we'll bring that back with us later. Can be some patrollers over here. So we're now moving up towards Site 1. Head in here. Supposed to be a couple of moss arrows in one of the ruins here. There we go. 2.
If someone is there.
That's the only thing to pick up outside of the ruins. I'll wait for that guard to pass. We're going to listen to another conversation in the pit of Site 1. Site 1 is pretty difficult. But that's only if you want all the equipment.
But be fortified with the builder's knowledge and let them the Name of the master builder! What can Lord Karras be thinking?
Guard thy tongue. If thou must invoke Lord Karras' name, do it with respect.
Hast thou not heard the new orders?
Nay, I keep my gears grinding, not sitting idle and gossiping.
Well, grind harder. Needs must we deliver not 1 crate, but 2 by the next reading of Scripture.
'Twill indeed be hard to meet such a goal. 'Twas hard enough before.
Aye, and wherefore such haste? Thousands of years this city hath held its secrets awaiting our eyes. Surely it can hold them another week or so.
What? Art thou a hammer to moan and whine? Surely there is no task that cannot be conquered with sufficient wit and skill. With Lord Karras as my example, I shall overcome, and so shalt thou.
Oh, aye.
So another conversation where there's some disagreements between the mechanists. Some of them are complaining on Karras, and some are, you know, being very faithful. So you can't really see it here, but let me try to show you. Oh. All right, let's go over and take the loot first. There's a rug over here that we need. Worth 75, total 23.98. Show you a few other things. You can see over here, right on the right-hand side of that archway, you can see some broadhead arrows leaning up against the wall. There are 6 of them. Okay, let me show you what's going on here. 2 flares and 2 water arrows. So here's the entry from the east. Okay, so down here you have a couple of switchboards, a couple of control panels. The one on the left is operational, the one on the right isn't, and the one on the left I think turns off the lights. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that whole area. Now what you can see down here in the pit is something else too. Down there you can see a mine, and you can see 2 fire arrows. So this is my next ghost challenge for you guys. This is challenge number 50, the second one in this mission. I want you guys to start up on the walkway here and go down to the pit, get the mine and the 2 fire arrows, and come back up without busting Ghost. You cannot do this without busting Supreme, but you can do it without busting Ghost, and you also need to do it without using any equipment. So you cannot moss anything, for example. Or use any inventory items or weapons in your arsenal. You can't do that. Of course, you can't kill anybody because you can't bust Ghost. But you cannot do any property damage. That isn't allowed for Ghost. And you cannot trigger hunt modes from anybody. But you can turn off lights, stuff like that. That you can do. So go down there and get those items and come back up. I would say that's a medium level challenge. It's not super difficult, but it's a little bit more difficult than the last one I gave you. So not for Supreme, for Ghost. Go over here and you can hide pretty effectively over here. Wait for guards to pass here. Okay, Over here, we're not going to head over here. We're going to go this way when we leave with Cavador. No, where am I? Yeah, I'm not going to show you this area. This is just the northern area of that big hub. We're going to head back. We're going to start with our setup for Cavador.
For Karis' sake.
What is he doing there? Stuck or something? See if we can make it past him and grab our...
And behold, a man will come unto thee, and he will be a leader of men. And he will
Not going to save here because I don't know where the points are where you can turn around.
of Saturn, and he will be a spiller of blood.
Probably could have been right there. So we're going to head back now, all the way back to Site 3. We're going to bring the other crates from Site 4, and we're going to start with our big setup. So I'll explain what that setup is all about when we get there.
Is that thou, friend?
Oh my goodness. Oh. Should have saved it in there. I don't like to save it in the brightly lit areas, but... Guess I'll save it here. Okay. A lot of patrollers down there. A lot of patrollers down here. So that's the problem with the Dark Engine. It shuts off patrols when you're too far away. So then they all pile up in one area. And then sometimes they can get stuck and shift around because of that. That didn't happen now, that's good. Because that we can't have. They're all walking away.
For Karis hath bid me serve
kind of difficult to get up here. Okay. So let me explain what we are going to do. Make a real save first. So, you maybe know the deal, what's going to happen here. But as soon as we read that papyrus, Cavador and 2 other patrollers are going to start their patrol. And they are going to make a specific route around all the different sites and end up back at Site 5. They start at Site 5 and they end at Site 5. Now, the problem is, how are we going to blackjack him to kidnap him? Because he wears a gas mask, so we have to use a blackjack, and that makes a lot of noise. Now, there's a guy in front of him that he's following, and I guess I can explain this while... We don't want him to see us. The guy in front of him is a normal guard. Who can be blackjacked like normal. But Cavador is set to follow him. And then there's a third guard with a helmet who cannot be blackjacked but can be gassed. And he is the back one. Sneak back in the day found a way to separate those 3, and that is the only way that I have been able to find, at least in Old Dark, to separate them. And I'm going to follow that pattern, since that is predictable, even in this version. I have found that New Dark is a little bit inconsistent. Blackjack and Cavador doesn't make that much noise in New Dark, whether it's New Dark or T-Fix, I'm not sure. So I managed to actually blackjack him just from a random patch of shadow, which you never was able to do, and you're not supposed to be able to do. So I'm not going to do that. That would be taking advantage of the New Dark not functioning properly, I would say. So I'm going to use the original method and show that to everybody. This has also been shown by Travis Whitsitt before in his playlist. And it's a fairly predictable method if you know what you're doing. And this is developed by Sneak, just like the Life of the Party move. So all credit goes to him for this move coming up here. We need 4 crates. And it can only be done, or at least that I know of, can only be done at Site 3. Down here. So we're going to bring these 4 crates. We have to bring them back, but they are not far away, so that's not a problem at all. Oh, she actually saw me. I haven't had those guards down below see me too easily up here. Again. There. Okay. So we are going to end up having to douse this gas lamp right here. There's no way around it. And we can light that very easily by just frobbing it later. So that is a supreme bust. That we have to do to make this move work. Now, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to place 4 crates right at the top of the ramp around the corner here and block the Iron Beast. And we have to do that. But before that, I'm going to show you guys something. You can see it. Oh, wrong button. Over there is a footlocker. In that footlocker are 2 gas mines. This is my 3rd and last ghost challenge for this mission. And down here is another footlocker that has 2 flash mines. So 2 flash mines and 2 gas mines. I want you guys to, after you have doused this gas lamp, so that you do first, this is Ghost Challenge number 51, you need to get those 2, or those 4 mines and those 2 footlockers for Supreme, with no further Supreme busts. So start here, go down, get them, come all the way back up here for within Supreme rules, without breaking any Supreme rules. So that's a tough challenge. That's difficult. But it's possible. I've done it multiple times. I've done it in Old Dark, I've done it in New Dark. Okay. So what we are going to do now is set this up. So I'm going to save it. Before papyrus. Let's do that. We're going to read the papyrus right now. Steward, shouldst thou have need of me, follow this route, and surely thou shalt find me. Disturb me not, unless thy matters are of the greatest import. Site 2, Site 3, Site 6, Site 1, Site 7, Site 4, Site 8. Brother Cavador. So we are in Site 3 right now. So they will go to Site 2 first, and then to Site 3.
Ah, knowing where Cavador is, that's half the battle.
So, they will leave the building in Site 5 and go straight to Site 2 and then to Site 3. I don't know if there's some kind of randomness to the order that they take. There might be, because last time I thought I remember they went to one other site first, but we should have enough time to set this up. If not, we can just reload, but we should have enough time to do that. Let's see. You can mantle this gas lamp directly. It's just gonna wait for him to go back, and then we should be able to do it. Try that. I thought that would be easier to place. I'm not sure why I couldn't place it right there. We need 2 boxes on top of each other, although the Iron Beast only is blocked by 1. We need 2 because humans need 2 to be blocked. This should block him. Yep.
Blessed are the forged ones, for they know no fear and are fueled by Paris.
Oh, and then we got caught by the camera there. Gosh. That camera saw me too. Can't have the camera seeing me. How did that camera see me there? I wasn't even facing that way. Sees me there too. That looks pretty good. There he saw me, but that was a good placement right there. Because you need to lock the Iron Beast in. There. I think that's pretty good. We'll try that. Now we basically have to wait for that trio to come. And when they do, the front guard sometimes relights the gas lamp. He doesn't always do it. But sometimes he does, and we can't have that. We cannot have him do that. So then we're going to have to reload, but I'll save right before he gets there. They should arrive here from Site 2 soon. I did read the papyrus, yes, because we did not get Garrett's remark here again. So the point here, when they come, the point is for, sorry if you guys can't hear me over this, the point is that they will round the Iron Beast going down. They are visiting each site here. And when they come back up, it'll be very difficult for them to pass. So they will struggle to pass, and the first one will pass, and then Cavador will take a longer time to pass, and then the third guard will also take a long time to pass. So there'll be a big gap between them, and that's where we can follow Cavador. And there they come. We can follow Cavador, and we can blackjack him. But we have to make sure that the third guard also gets loose, because otherwise he might see us when we are returning the crates. And that I don't want. I don't think he will, though. So there's the front lead, the Cavador, and the Caboose. So Sneak nicknamed this whole move Unhooking the Caboose. So the biggest problem is separating the third guy from Cavador. So we'll just have to see here if this works. When I playtested, it didn't take too long. I had to set up the crates a little bit differently. I placed the first one too close to the wall, so it didn't actually block the Iron Beast in there. This is obviously an engine exploit and would not be possible to do within Supreme rules, so this is a major Supreme bust, but it keeps Ghost alive. So like I said, you can see the green light, by the way, turns on here. That happens every time Cavador visits a site. And that's why I stole or went through and looted all the sites first, because the lights actually makes it more difficult to go through here. So the ghost challenges are before Cavador gets there. I have not tried to do these ghost challenges with the lights on, the green lights. Let's see. Let's call this trio coming. So he will alert to the lamping out. That he will. He will give a first alert to that. Sometimes Cavador does it too. But he doesn't always relight it.
Can't we not keep anything working?
Blast! Can we not keep anything working?
Odd to go dark so suddenly.
Good. Okay, this is good. So they did not relight it, but they all first alerted to that lamp, and that is okay. They do that. So now we just have to wait for them to come back. So we'll see them go down, and then they'll turn around right there. And then they'll come back up again. So then we have the major move coming up right now. Let's see if it works. Would be cool if it does. Let's make a separate test save there that we can use. So the Iron Beast will start backing up. It'll try to let him through, but it can't now because it's locked in there. Sometimes the front guard goes around the two crates. The front guard is blocked by the double crate. The Iron Beast only needs one crate to get blocked, but humans need two. That's why I put the second crate on top there. Otherwise they would just go on the outside of him pretty easily. So they'll struggle for a little bit. Then the first guards should be able to go around those 2 crates. Hopefully. Eventually. If not, it might be too good of a blockage. I did place the crates in the back pretty close, so you see the Iron Beast is trying to move back, but he can't. Yeah, it might be too good of a ironically, it might be too good of a crate placement here. I've never seen him the first one struggle this much. You give it a little bit more and see. He's almost been able to go around those crates a couple of times now. Yeah. Let's see. Let's do this trio coming here. Did I get a first alert from the Watcher?
Blessed are those who have boilers, for they carry with them the purifying flame, and were made in the builder's own image.
Is that shadow?
So then he sees that. Oh.
A child in flesh is loathsome and ill-tempered, but from the
Okay, the Watchers definitely saw that. Hang on 2 seconds.
sweet mother of the gleaming foundry, thou hast formed me, and I will return to thee one day. Till then, I am my father's child, a child of Paris. He beckons up
That
to me.
shadow move. If 'twas a boiler, then it need be.
Okay, so we can actually just stand on top of that. Try to give it a little bit more space.
Odd to go dark so sudden.
I am thy servant, Paris. Command me, and I will obey.
Sometimes this happens too. He gets stuck there and can't really move around.
Yesterday I built my home from brick and stone. The childish love for childish time. Now I am a man, and I have built my home from iron and steel. Blessed be the builder.
I give thanks for my arms. With them I make the world best rich and foolish texts. Builder, behold the work that I do for thee.
Come on, guard. You are smarter than this.
And there came the oxen and carried them. And there came the sick man, and he did.
Goodness gracious me.
Odd to go dark so sudden.
Save it there and see.
And there came the oxen and carried them. And there came the sick man, and he did bring things till 2 stories smoky. And 2 lanterns came.
Keep getting stuck there all the time now. Let's try something else then. Let's try the test save.
A child of flesh is loathsome and ill-tempered, but from the lad prepareth his birth to child.
There.
That didn't work. Let's try something else. Let's try to load up the trio coming. And then make sure that they pass first, and then we can move that crate a little bit. Because it takes a little bit for them to go down and turn around.
Can't we not keep anything working?
There, now you guys saw that. He does go over and turn it off every now and then.
Can't we not keep anything working?
But sometimes it doesn't do that. I'm not sure why.
Of course. Darkness.
See there. No. You were on a roll there. Good. Okay. So now we're gonna save it. Let's save it over the test one. See there, now he moves more, it seems like. So now he's able to get through a little bit better, maybe. There we have it. Now he's getting through, and now Cavador's going to start running soon. We don't want Cavador to get through now, so now I'm going to end up saving every 10 seconds or so when he's not getting through. Maybe even do a real save. He might end up going around the 2 crates, which we don't want. We don't want him to be stuck exactly where he is right now. No, so that we don't want. We just have to save scum it here and go back until he stays where he's at. We don't want him to do that. This is the only way to do it. Every 10 seconds or so. Cavador still there. So he's starting to get panicked now. So we need him to stay like that all the way until the lead comes past here. Actually, a little bit after that, too. Cavador has a harder time coming through compared to the lead. But at least now I've seen him come through a couple of times, so he will get through eventually. I'll give it a real save there. Test 2. Now the lead's coming through here, I think, any second. So now we want him to actually pass. Now you can go through Cavador if you want to. I will let you. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's save it as test 2, I think, there. You can definitely save over the test 1. Now we don't want... No, that is not what we want. We want the caboose to stay there now. And now Cavador always stops up here. Take his key. Bonk him on the head. Perfect. Now, I want to go up and hide him up here. Now, what's happened to the caboose is that the caboose has just stopped. That's always what happens. He just stops. So I want to make sure that we can go down there now and get the crates and return them. Oh yeah, of course we will, because he's facing out. It seems like he was just about to pass. This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. We got it. We got it. Excellent. Now we took Cavador's key as well. We took Cavador's key. So we're now going to end up looting Site 5. Then we are going to go back and return all the crates. Then we are going to bring Cavador to Site 9 and end the mission. Excellent. That went actually a lot faster than it could have. Could have taken a lot longer, but it didn't. Great. Awesome. So the lead, once he is done going through all the different sites, he will return to Site 5, and that we don't want. Well, we want him to return. We can't stop that, but we want to loot Site 5 before he gets back. Here. So this is side 5. Let's read this. Side 5 hath been set aside for Brother Cavador and his private staff. No other presence shall be tolerated here. The cog seeks not the furnace, nor the kindling the gear. Let the design of the builder guide thee to thy place. So we are going to open this. There. There's a patrolling guard in here. Let's make a real save. Yeah, and we can just save it as that. Awesome. So there is a patroller that is coming through here. Depending on what direction he's coming from. Yeah, okay, good. He goes to the right. And then when he turns around... Let's see. We can wait under here.
What noise there?
Can do that. Let's go in here, and then we can wait for him to come back, and then we can steal it. It's a little bit of a tricky watcher because it's tough to know exactly how straight down they can look, but you can hide then on the north edge of that divider. I don't think I figured that out first time I ghosted it years ago. There, that's worth 50. Okay, and here's another copy of the new Scripture of the Master Builder. We don't need to read that over again. And here we have 2 artifacts. They are worth 20 each, total 24.88. Here there are 2 water arrows. Let's see, we're going to head up there in a little bit. Show you a few other things first. Nothing in here. So down here, it's lava filled, but you can actually swim through this lava. It's the only room in the mission where there's lava that you can swim through. In New Dark, I think that's been fixed, or with T-Fix rather. Go in here.
There. What?
Okay, so we're going to reload anyway. These 2 are both pickable. In this there's a flash bomb, and in this one there is a purse, I think, worth 100. Yes, a purse. So that one we have to skip because we alert this guy when we pick it open.
My eardrums do tap much today.
However, you can stand here. Without getting spotted. There, and then you can head out. Like that. I don't know how she doesn't see that. There's one other way also to get past her. When she gets out of bed and wakes up, she ends up facing whatever direction you are in. Or I think maybe whatever direction the sound comes from, I'm not sure. But if you run behind her, she will actually face southeast instead. And then you can just pick this open without worrying about getting spotted. So that purse we have to skip. So that's the third and last piece of loot that we have to skip for Supreme. Head up here. This room is empty. So Watcher and a guard in the distance. Oh. Let's go in here. There's another sleeper here. These two doors just end up in the same hallway, by the way. Now if you open that door, this guy will wake up. But we can open this, and here's a gold nugget worth 100. Total 25.88. Let's go out into here, actually. Go over here and show you. In this one, there are... that's a pickable footlocker with a speed potion. I don't think there's anything else in here, right? No. Speed potion. Now here, we don't want to get spotted by him, but we want to run in there so that the Watcher doesn't see us.
Is that thou?
There. He turns quite frequently. We can move in here.
Hello?
Okay, we want to...
Come into the light.
Sorry, I didn't save there. That's my bad.
If someone is...
See, he might stay there for 10 seconds, he might stay there for 2 seconds. Okay, in here, there are a couple of pieces of loot, a readable, and there are 5 broadhead arrows that you can see right there on the ledge. I'm not going to take those, but... Gold candlestick.
Halt!
Oh, she usually turns to her left when I played it last time. Okay. So we took 2 gold candlesticks, total 26.88. There's a readable on this table here that we're going to have to do. We're going to have to time the Watcher and the woman. Good. Cavador's diary. Ah, wondrous discovery. For the chance to learn that here, I would excuse Karis far more than he hath done. Mayhap I spoke too soon. Of all the wonders our ancestors hath left for our discovery, Karis is fascinated by only the smallest portion. Yet without his aid, it will be naught to explore. Still more rust gas hath arrived. I sent it as well to the lava, for I cannot convince Karis how little use we have for it. If only the Cetus Amicus could carry more digging supplies instead. Site 2 goes best. It hath yielded up what Karis wanted, and now we explore its greater mysteries. How beloved of the builder these ancestors must have been, for surely he did show them all matter of wonders we can barely comprehend. Time will be short for my side projects, at least until the next shipment. Even then I fear more unreasonable demands, until there is barely time to sleep, lest we fail to meet Karis' schedule. So that actually checked off a new bonus objective, Cavador's Diary. This could be useful. So in T-Fix, I don't think you can drop this, but you can. In Old Ark. So now we have to drop down here without getting spotted. And that shouldn't be too difficult if he can just turn around now.
The settlings did so unnatural threads that we feared that the poem was most unholy wrought, and could falter and take flight till he that his Caris did raise up again.
Good. Lock it, and then we gotta drop the key. We can just drop it here. Because Cavador for sure went out here. And now we are ready to sort of clean up. The first thing we're gonna do is return all the crates to where they go. So this here, the next session will be a little bit tedious, so feel free to skip by. Probably put its own timestamp for this part of the mission here. We only have Site 9 left to do. So Cavador's in here. That's not a problem. We're going to pick him up as we head out. Let's see. Let me return this to return these 3 crates first. And when you return crates, like I maybe said before, it doesn't matter which crate goes where, since they're the same. But if you have like 2 different types of crates, like one old and one new, then you gotta have the old crate back to the same place. They look different. If they're the same, then it doesn't matter. It's the same thing if you have like, if you have 2 keys of the same type. I don't know why you would need both, but say you do. It doesn't matter which one goes back where. Then, because there's no way you would know which key is what key. We could know where these crates are. I could have kept track on that, but I didn't. So I'm also not 100% on how these were. Okay, I was pretty lucky and had no patrollers be around where when I was replacing them earlier.
Thanks for my arms. With them, I make the very best retreat. Behold did I do for thee?
He is stuck. He gets stuck just by one crate here. So naturally, this move here is a lot easier than the Life of the Party move, the Golden Child. Just in terms of the time aspect of it, because each time you do the Golden Child, you have to wait so long. Now we're going to free you back up again. Thank you very much.
Hail to the Master Builder. I am his emissary here on Earth. Forged in his image by Karis, I will make his life here for him. Aha!
So that was not what I meant to do. I meant to do that, and then I wanted to relight that torch or that lamp. Did not get spotted there at the same time. Okay. The priest? Yeah. I can hear that was the priest because priestess. Because she walks with a quicker pace. Than the other guards do. Kind of like a thief. A downwinder would walk with the same pace. So now we got to go up to Site 2 and replace the last crate, and then we have to go all the way back to base camp to return the papyrus. I'm just going to see where she goes here. She turns around, she does not. That's actually pretty good. So I was thinking maybe I could take a shortcut here over to the east, but I might not be able to. I'm not sure if the enemies use this ramp here. Oh! I can go up here. I didn't know that. Or, I guess I did, I just didn't remember. There.
And behold, my fingers interlock with mouth like clouds of gear. I am
And there came at the sycamore, and he did rain blows till it too was sorely smoted. And 2 lambings came that he...
What noise?
Whoa.
What? Aha!
I was turned around there, sorry. I'm not sure where he is going to end up going. Maybe in here? Yeah. Check here. So this is when I wish we could have just exited where we started, but that makes sense that we can't do. Whoa. Thought we could. Got a little elevation there. Jumped. Let's, you know what? Let's make a real save, why don't we?
All his children will rejoice and live in paradise. The builder will join us on that day. He will weep tears of joy when he sees the shining purity that Paris has made.
So again, I'm not going to use those big double doors here. I don't know if I got caught there. I didn't see that other patroller. Oh yeah, she probably actually did catch me there. Come on. Here is where we found it. There. Now, of course, I don't think there's any way of blocking that door either, is there? I don't think so.
Look there. What's that there?
I get caught here, don't I?
Hello?
Yeah. So bringing Cavador and getting one more piece of loot is all we have to do here.
Hello?
Oh, I didn't know exactly where she turned around. Things like that happens. It's almost like the dark engine is like laughing at you. I feel like it's just teasing you. Like you think you're safe? You're not safe.
If someone be there, then be
She's up there. Okay, we're gonna have to wait.
I'm a child of Paris and no lips or tongue have I.
There, finally. Like, why wouldn't there be a switch on this side? I don't understand that. You know, like, whenever somebody enters, like, how does the people on the base camp area close the door then every time somebody goes in? Like, how are they able to leave? Don't fall in now, buddy. Wow. Okay. Well, actually, no. We'll meet a whole bunch of people here, so we'll just follow this one.
chill. Oh, feel frozen to the bone.
Okay, it's been an awesome ride. Awesome ride. The next mission is going to be the Grand Hotel. One of the best missions in T2X by far.
Beware that which he hath wrought. Wait! Show thyself!
What? Really? There! It saw me between... I did not know that was possible. Whoa! Need to stay up here. I can't turn around because I'm pushing forward. Okay. Coming to get you, Cavador. By now, the lead actually might have finished. When he finishes his routes, he goes back to Site 5. Wow. We're gonna have to wait back here for them to come by. The problem when you have such a big map and long patrols is that many of the patrols do stop. They get shut down from the engine, so on a long hike back like this, we're almost guaranteed to bump into somebody.
O builder, fuel me. O Charis, fuel me. For I am your servant, and I do your will, now and forever.
No way. Okay, we're gonna have to wait for them too. It is what it is. So yeah, next is the Grand Hotel, and then we get to, you know, casing the joint, which is one of the worst missions in either campaign.
The night is treacherous.
But there are some challenges in that mission too, so it won't be uneventful just because it'll be a poor mission. And then it's the Cure from T2X, a mission that is well renowned as one of the best missions in the campaign, but I don't remember much of it. I hardly remember it at all, to be honest with you. So I don't know, should we go this way?
What shadow passed my view? All is quiet.
Yeah, we probably can actually. As long as we just dodge that stationary guy.
For Charis.
He had to turn right that direction. There. See, we're gonna head through there, I think. Bunch of patrollers here. So that's where we need to go. There are two coming hit this way. So again, waiting, but that's the last sort of hurdle. I don't like the fact that when you reload, you don't see that you're actually carrying somebody.
Light into the world, and its vastness is unreachable. Praise be to him.
Oh, come on. I don't know what side he's coming on here, if he's going on the left or right side. When I playtested it, I didn't meet, I think, maybe one guard on the way, and it was only right over here. Okay, so now we're coming upon, is it Site 7 again? And here's the artifact, so you would need to come from this side and time the Watcher, and you will get a first alert getting that artifact, but you can't get it for Ghost, that's not a problem. So now I'm hoping that the piece of loot that is disappeared in Old Ark is here. Yes, it is. So that diamond was not possible to get in the unedited vanilla version. So in my segmented run, I will play 100% vanilla, so then I won't be able to take this. 70 or 2738. That is max for Supreme. I think 2988 is the max for the mission. Okay, now we're gonna have to time this guy. We actually have to do it now when he goes that way. Wait a little bit. There. This is empty, this footlocker. This was here last time I played too, just a random fireball, it looks like. That's where we're going to leave. There's really only one thing to pick up in this entire building, so this is the library, isn't it? That's in this room right here. There's a gas arrow in this footlocker. There we are.
Looks like my old route is still open.
There we are. So that was a successful ghost of Kidnap. 1 hour, 33 minutes, 57 seconds. Found 2738 loot out of 2958. So if you got all the loot from Precious Cargo, the total would be 2988. So that is the absolute max for this mission. We skipped 220 pieces of, or in loot, 3 pieces of loot we skipped in total. One was a gold nugget in a footlocker at Site 8. We couldn't pick the lock because the downstairs mechanist would hear the lockpicks. We had to skip the artifact that I just showed you at the table at Site 7. You will get at least one first alert from taking that. And we also skipped a purse in a footlocker at Site 5. There was a sleeping mechanist that alerted to the lockpicks there. So that's the 220. 8 out of 10 locks pickpockets, sorry. 1 lock picked. I can't remember which one that was. But I think it was loot in a footlocker, wasn't it? I think so. Backstab 0, knockouts 1. So that's Cavador, of course, and that's excused. Damage dealt 1. Damage taken 0, healing taken 0. Nothing and nobody killed. No Iron Beast destroyed or disabled. And we found the only secret because we could close it back up. Campaign totals. Time so far 19 hours, 12 minutes, 4 seconds. Loot so far 22,159. And total damage dealt 9. That's the 1 from this mission and the 8 from running interference. Good. Score for this mission for me is 87%. 8.7 out of 10. I think it's very good reuse of a map from the Lost City. There has been some pretty bad examples of that. You can think Strange Bedfellows, Trace the Courier, obviously, and then we have Casing the Joint Masks coming up. Although Masks isn't a bad mission on its own, it's a boring, immediate regurgitation of a mission that has been very bad. But this does that very well. It's a nice revisit. It's different enough to make it feel fresh. It's a very difficult mission, which I think is good. A lot of challenging areas that you can test yourself at, and I hope you guys are trying out some of my challenges. The 3 for this one is pretty difficult. Very non-linear, which is cool. You know, tons of different routes you can take. Nobody will ever do the same playthrough twice on this one, I feel. And nice readables, and it's kind of cool that I've also played T2X, where I see at least the fan-made interpretation of how Cavador came to be a mechanist, not a Hammerite. So yeah, I really enjoy this one. Let me know what you think. I know this is a mixed bag for most, or for some, but I enjoyed. So I will see you guys back next time for the Grand Hotel. Hope you're looking forward to that. It'll be awesome. I'm already well on my way to prep for that, and I probably will have that out in, I'm not sure how long, but I'm trying to keep to 1 mission a week now. So a week after this is probably when you would expect it. Until then, stay safe, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.